The leader of the far-right extremist group known as the Oath Keepers pleaded not guilty to charge that he organized an attempt to overthrow the government. Elmer Stewart Rhodes appeared in federal court in Plano today. The judge ordered him to remain in custody until the detention hearing happens next Thursday. Rhodes and 10 of his associates are charged with seditious conspiracy, accused of mobilizing and equipping some of the hundreds of rioters who mobbed the Capitol last year. Fox 4's Sean Rabb in with more on what happened in court today. Sean.
Yeah, in court today, the government says that from November to January 6th, with Elmer Stewart Rhodes at the helm, Oath Keepers plotted and planned the attack on the U.S. Capitol. Not only that, but they say that Rhodes bought thousands of dollars of guns and equipment to try and prevent the peaceful transfer of power, and that even after January 6th, he talked about the need for Civil War 2.0.
Seditious conspiracy claim requires proof of an intent to basically overthrow the government.
That's what the United States alleges against North Texan Elmer Stewart Rhodes and 10 others for their roles in the January 6th Capitol riot. The government charges Rhodes, Oath Keepers founder and leader, communicated with others through encrypted messaging, and that he conspired with his co-defendants to oppose by force the lawful transfer of presidential power and to hinder and delay the execution of any law of the United States.
It's kind of a high-stakes escalation of the legal charges that have been brought today.
Hundreds have been charged so far for their part in the insurrection. None till now have faced these very serious allegations.
Sedition charges are extremely rare. They're hard to prove, and they're extremely rare.
That's hard to do, in part because factually it's hard to develop that kind of a record. People just don't go around trying to overthrow the government every day. And legally, you start to bang up against First Amendment protections, because our First Amendment protects a lot of speech that's anti-government, opposed to the government, says very strong things about government leaders.
Prosecutors, though, claim they have proof. Among other facts in the complaint, this comment attributed to Rhodes during a December interview with a regional Oath Keepers leader. Rhodes stated that if President-elect Biden were able to assume the presidency, quote, "we will have to do a bloody, massively bloody revolution against them. That's what's going to have to happen." The government says the destruction and violence January 6th goes beyond protected speech.
What they've alleged is that this was far more than that. This was a planned attack. This had a tactical force held back in case they were needed later. So it's basically, they're saying they didn't come just to protest. They didn't come just to, chant, hang Mike Pence. They came with a plan to attack and shut down the government that had been meticulously worked out, really almost since the day after the election.
So sedition is not something that's a crime against property or against a person. It is a crime against the nation, a political crime like treason. It's right up there. It's not treason, but right up there with treason. Because of that, it carries a long federal prison sentence, minimum of 20 years if there is a conviction. Stark contrast to what many have already pled guilty to, things like criminal trespassing or criminal mischief or entering a prohibited government space. This is the most serious allegation anyone has faced now from January 6th, and the first time we've actually seen this conspiracy allegation from the government.